Hey guys, and welcome to this little bit of a tidbit kind of interview I did with Joe from the Shrewsbury Folk Festival. It's happening at the showground on the 23rd, 24th, 25th and 26th of this month. And, you know, it was a short little interview. We had a walk around the Shropshire Showground. The audio isn't fantastic, but it was good for where we were. We were right in the middle of a field. The wind was blowing. Quite proud of my little Tascam for that little bit of audio we did. I've got to explain actually, this episode is just after a night shift. I'd done a lot of podcast work that week and I was a bit exhausted. And you know what? You can hear me almost kind of die at the end of the interview. I kind of just run out of steam. But I'm an honest podcaster and this is an honest show, so I'm going to share it with you. Also because it wouldn't be fair not to share this really with it happening this week. Make sure you check out the Shropshire Folk Festival. It sounds like a really great event. I won't be able to go, I'm afraid. But there are tickets available, I believe. So make sure you check out the website and buy some tickets. If there's some day tickets available, and if you do go, make sure you send us some pictures to show that you enjoyed it. And thanks again to Joe for doing this interview with me. I like to do these little things now and again just to get myself out and about there. And before we go into this episode, I thought I'd explain that I know you guys haven't heard of Shane for a while. We've both been kind of busy with the summer holidays. I've had my kids, he's had his kids, and it's been kind of busy. And yeah, this 15-minute episode was going to be part of a catch-up episode that we were going to do. But instead, at the end of the month, we're going to do a catch-up episode where we throw in all the audio that we got from the flower show, which was fantastic. And I do want to say a huge thank you to Helen and Amanda and everybody else that was really, really accommodating and friendly to us during the flower show. It was a fantastic weekend, and you will hear off Shane at the end of the month. And I also got thrown an interview by Simon Bell. He got in touch with me 2 days before it happened, and he was kind of like, "Hey, I'm in town with Rainer Huss, who's the grandson of the commandant from Auschwitz," and he was like, "Would you like to have an interview with Rainer?" And I was like, "Yeah." But everything was happening so fast. I had so much going on that week that I didn't have much time to do my research. So before Rainer came round the house, I did a quick 15-minute research. This is how my week has gone, And this guy turns up just after I've watched him on a documentary with Morgan Freeman, a National Geographic documentary, and he's there with Morgan Freeman. It was crazy. And the next thing I know, he's in my house, and it was one of the best interviews I've ever done. I really enjoyed it. So thank you to Simon Bell as well. So many thank yous today. So many people helping the biscuit, and I'm really proud of where it's going. So yes, you'll hear more Shane, and yes, later on today you'll hear Rainer Huss, or whenever you're going to listen to this. I guess it's on the internet. And yes, you'll hear a full run through of the flowers show and what we enjoyed. But for now, I'm going to leave you with this little bit of audio with me speaking to Joe about the folk festival, which is happening this week. Hope you enjoy it. Peace out, guys.
You've got your walking shoes on.
Yes.
It's a big site.
Yes, well, I've never been here before to the showground, like we were just discussing before I press record, at the Shrewsbury Showground. And you're saying, like, people don't understand what's on their doorstep in Shrewsbury, in essence, No,
I mean, the festival is an enormous production, and I really don't think people understand what is really on their doorstep. For those who've not been, we have 3 huge music marquees, a dance tent, an open air village stage, a craft fair, great food, great beer, workshops, events going on in town, dancing in the street, parades, pub sessions. It's just absolutely vast. On top of that, we've got a children's festival, a youth festival, which are just festivals within themselves, really. It's absolutely enormous, and I think partly because of this site that we're on, tucked away down a little country lane, people don't actually realise what is here.
It is huge. I've never been. This is the first time I've come here, and I was actually blown away by the size of it. And I'm not from Shrewsbury originally. That's why I do the show. I'm like, ooh, what's this? And ooh, what's that? You know, this is my discovery of Shrewsbury. And I'm glad I finally come here, because we did the Free From Festival. We had Ria on to talk about that, and I was like, oh, I could go to that, but I didn't have time. But now I'm here, and I've been researching looking on just social media for the folk festival, and it does look amazing.
It is enormous. I mean, it's one of the biggest festivals of its kind in the UK. We get people, we have performers from all over the world, America, Canada, different parts of Europe. Someone's coming from Australia this year. We have visitors every year who come from abroad just to come to the festival. Lots from Europe. One guy, he travels from Australia every year to come to the festival.
Sounds amazing.
It is just unbelievable.
Let's keep walking.
It's one of those things. I mean, we always would say to people, come along for the day. If you don't know what it is, if you're a bit concerned, you don't want to shell out for a full weekend ticket, come along and see. I mean, there are so many people who come to the folk festival who would never describe themselves as folkies.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think, I don't like folk music, so I won't go. But ultimately, it's a festival. There is so much here. Unfortunately, as an organiser, I never get a chance to enjoy it all.
I imagine.
Too busy dealing with toilets and things like that.
Yeah. Where can we park? We've run out of parking. Yeah.
Well, that's one thing we're never going to run out of. I mean, this site is absolutely vast, and unless you can kind of see it from the air, you kind of don't get an idea of the scale. But we have a dance tent right on one top end of the site. We have a kind of like second size music venue, the Penguin Marquee, right over the other side. We have the village stage in the middle here, which is kind of surrounded by all the craft tents. The children's festival, where we're standing here, is about kind of 2/3 down the main marquee, which is just enormous.
So this whole field here is going to be covered with a marquee?
Yeah, it's enormous. There's actually a mosh pit in the front of it.
A mosh pit at a folk festival?
A mosh pit at a folk festival. Has to be seen to be believed. It's brilliant.
It sounds like the most jolly. I've been in a few mosh pits over my years. It sounds quite jolly, that Liz. Like,
it's a terribly polite mosh pit.
Yeah, more like Cotton Eye Joe. Do the link arm thing.
It is just the one thing that everybody says about Shrewsbury is the atmosphere that it creates, and I think it is almost, because this site for us is just brilliant. It's here, it's standalone, so picturesque, tucked away down a little lane, and I think we almost kind of create this little village.
I bet it's unrecognisable when it's all up. Yeah.
And the best thing about it is when we leave, we kind of leave no trace. You can come down here a few days after the festival, and there's no, Glastonbury with rubbish and tents and everything strewn everywhere. Everybody's very politely packed everything up, taken it home, and it was like we were never here.
So you say people coming all over the world to perform and stuff like that. How early did they start getting here? Did they start preparing and things like that? Because I guess
we're already looking at our lineup for next year already, and already have been before this year's festival. But we have people who fly in exclusively for the festival. Because it's so important for us to kind of present a really diverse lineup. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of people don't realise, because they might not know some of the names that are familiar, and they might think, it's a folk festival, so it's all going to be, banjos and finger in your ear, and it's about as far removed from that as it could be. We've got so many music venues and so much going on at any one time. There's all sorts you could be doing. So there's everything from kind of traditional folk to kind of contemporary folk, Americana, roots, acoustic, singer-songwriter. And if that's kind of not your bag, there's all sorts of other stuff like workshops, music sessions. The kids and the youth festivals are just unbelievable. I
imagine.
The envy of many an adult.
Yeah. And you had an era a while ago where folk-ish kind of music made it into mainstream, with like Mumford and Sons and Bastille and kind of bands that came through that were kind of almost country and western style folk sounding. And I love that kind of music. It's kind of one of those. I think it seems to me, like from what I've seen on social media, that it's just like a really good place to just come sit with the family and vibe and enjoy the surroundings.
I mean, people who are true folk aficionados would tell you that folk has never gone away. It's always been a movement that is there. And the one thing about the folk world and the people that it attracts is that they are the nicest, loveliest, most relaxed people you would come across. And the atmosphere that and this is obviously not something that we create, because you can't we create it. You can't buy atmosphere.
No, exactly.
But the one thing that the infrastructure that we put together, the artists that we book, the event that we put on, and the people who come here create some magic every August bank holiday weekend. And I can't tell you how that happens. It just does.
Magic.
And the amount of people who come and just say, "Oh God, I didn't think I like folk music. I didn't think I'm not really into festivals." I mean, one of the beauties of this site is the fact that it's quite flat. It's got proper roadways, so even if it does rain, which sometimes it does, we have venues under canvas, and you're not going to get that kind of quagmire of Glastonbury mud, because we've got hard standing and roadways and stuff. So it's kind of like it's a festival for those people who don't want all the nasty bits that go with a festival.
Yeah. And to be fair, when you're in that festival mood anyway, and it does rain, you don't even notice. It's kind of like you're just in the moment, you're enjoying the music.
Absolutely. I mean, I am of course biased, but I think it's one of the best festivals. We work really hard all year round. We have this amazing volunteer army who come every year. We have about 500 volunteers.
Wow, that's a lot.
I know. And they literally do build. I mean, you look around here now, it is a showground. It's fields, some fences, some roads and some trees, and they literally build a village. I mean, they are incredible, and they are the people as well who help create that atmosphere. The smiley happy people on the gate, the people who'll tell you where the nearest loo or the water tap is. And they're just incredible. But that gives you an idea of the scale of the festival, that it takes kind of 500 people to...
And I can see them all. There's a village of caravans and things there. I guess they're the people that are putting everything together,
I think there's something to do with the flower show, actually.
Oh, really?
Our team move on next weekend.
Oh, okay.
And our marquees start going up about a week before, and then within a week of the festival, it's all gone again.
I guess it's perfect as well. You're being this being held in a place like Shrewsbury. Like, it's such a festival feel town. There's so much going on that people are already geared up to come to something like this.
I mean, we're really proud to be, here in Shrewsbury. The festival started in Bridgnorth in 97 and moved here in 2006 because it kind of outgrew the site that it was on. The first year it was held in the quarry, which was great for some events, but just not right for what we needed. And of course the best thing about this site is everybody can camp. So literally, this is where your main marquee is. There will be people camping in that field over there and this field over here. So you're so central in it. So we've been here since 2007, and it is just
keep growing and growing and growing. It's getting bigger.
Well, we every year we look at the event that we put on, and we look at the lineup, and we look at what we do, and we look at the provision and the what we offer to our visitors, but we don't actually get bigger. It's really important to Sandra, the festival director, and her late husband Alan, who started the festival, that they create, trying to think of how to explain it, they create an event and a festival that they want to go to. We could have loads more people here, we could sell loads more tickets, but we think it would kind of lose its edge and the magic that it creates, because if you're kind of you're rubbing shoulders with somebody because there's not enough room to sit down, and there's too many tents cramped closely together, you kind of lose the feel of what we're trying to create. And what we're trying to create is the feel and friendliness of a small festival, but with the production values of what is essentially a world-class festival. I mean, there are musicians who want to come and play here because of the standard of the festival, the staging, the lighting, the sound. We've got a good reputation for that kind of stuff, and we want to keep that. It's not about just getting bums on seats.
It's about quality rather than quantity.
Absolutely. And we've been here since 2006 in Shrewsbury, and certainly we've seen in the last kind of 13 years how the town has grown as a festival town. And it's got a real reputation for that, which is great to see. I mean, one of the things we do is we have buses on a Saturday and a Sunday that run people into the town. We could kind of keep them here and get them spending their money, but we want to share the love.
That's brilliant.
With Shrewsbury,
I love that you do that. That's really good. So who have you got that you could mention that's coming? So even if people haven't heard of them, they can probably give them a quick Google or whatever.
Absolutely. I mean, well, the best thing to do is for people to go to our website, shrewsburyfolkfestival.co.uk. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Everything is there, everything you need to know, every query you might have about the festival, who's playing when. If you want to find out more about Kate Rusby, for example, one of our headliners, just go on our lineup page and there's lots of information about her and links to videos and things. There's information about our children's festival, our youth festival, the food, the drink, the workshops, the music sessions. Whether you can bring your dog, yes you can. Is there cash back? No, but you can get cash back from the bar. All those 101 different kind of questions, and we're always happy to answer questions from anybody who might have them, because we recognise that it's not a cheap event. It's, as festivals go, it's reasonably priced. But if you're spending your hard-earned cash on a festival ticket, you want to be sure you're going to the right one. So we have some day tickets left for Friday, Saturday and Monday. All our Sunday tickets have gone.
Really? That's good.
And we have some weekend tickets left. We would just say to anybody in Shrewsbury who's always been wondering what it is that goes on down here in August Bank Holiday weekend, just come and have a look and see, and we guarantee you will be blown away.
How many people usually attend around?
We get around about 7,000.
Oh, right, okay, that's a nice number. That is a nice number.
Usually, it is, we could have 10, we could have 12, but the festival would just lose that,
that sounds like the right amount of number, like people can just breeze through, find a space to sit, enjoy that sounds great to me, because I've been at festivals, like you said, where it's crammed and there's people's acting inappropriately and there's just no space and it's quite claustrophobic, so that's really cool. And really importantly, when is this going to happen?
This is August Bank Holiday weekend, so August the 23rd, 24th, 25th and 26th. Day tickets available for the 23rd, 24th and 26th, and then 4-day tickets which bring you, you can come in from 7 o'clock on the Friday morning, and if you're camping you can leave at 12 o'clock on the Tuesday. Music starts kind of tea time-ish on Friday, and the last act will finish on the main stage on Monday night about 6:30, and then we go and have the mother of all sessions in the bar to celebrate a job well done.
That sounds absolutely awesome. I'm really excited for you. Well, I know this is not your first year doing it, but this is great. It sounds like a really good event. So guys, make sure you give it a Google and check out the website, Instagram, Facebook, and get your tickets. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we end this?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we're just we love being part of Shrewsbury. We're really proud of what we offer people. And I think there's a huge amount of people who live in Shrewsbury who don't know what a gem is on their doorstep. And we'd love to see more Shrewsbury people here. The fact that we have people who travel from overseas every year to come and see us, should give them a clue that there's something pretty special going on down here.
Yeah, really, really good. I usually ask people, what does Shrewsbury mean to you on the end of my interviews, but you pretty much just summed it up all there. Well, thank you for letting me come here and do this, and I'll like and share all your stuff that you post, your social media and things, that I would try and get as many people as possible. But it sounds to me like you're doing all right. You're going to do all right. So thank you for talking to me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Cheers.